Hey guys, I'm back. A lot of you wanted to get the full tour of my movie collection, so today we're going to check it out. There's a lot of different sections here, so I'm going to go handheld so you can see more of the videos, and then we'll just show you everything that's here. Okay, I'm going to back up here just so you can see how this sits in this corner. When we bought this house, the former owner had wine racks here. These aren't the same shelves. I had to build my own. We can get into that later. But these walls were all covered with holes where the wine racks had been. And we're not wine drinkers, so had to do something with this corner. So I originally did have all my movies in boxes moved from the old house, and they were just stacked in the corner here. And they stayed there for a very long time, actually. And I kept saying, one of these days I'm going to build shelves. So these are alphabetical. And this starts up here at A. I've just arranged these differently. I used to have all my box sets on the very top shelf, but I moved those down to make them more accessible. So alphabetical starting with A up there. And then you'll notice I leave a gap over here for additional movies. I have like some weird odds and ends as bookends. But there's space there. So what's nice is if I'm thinking about watching a movie, or if I just buy a movie and I'm like, oh, I got to make sure I want to watch that new David Bowie movie, I'll just put it there, and that way I'm seeing it, because they do have a way of tending to disappear from your mind once you put them on the shelf. But they're always there where you can see them, at least. So this is purely alphabetical on this side, and this goes A through, let's see, S, all the way down here. So I don't pick up on this side because these are DVDs, okay? So these are the oldest part of my collection. The DVDs are up here. And so the S's continue over here, okay? And I know it's probably hard. You may have to, if you want to see individual titles, you may have to just freeze. Well, I have a couple extra spaces here on the end, so I'm putting... These are kind of a movie queue, like I got some holiday movies here, and I can change these out. Movies that I feel like watching or with the family. I have a lot of catching up to do on my collection. I don't know what percentage of my collection I haven't viewed yet, but I mean, I've actually viewed quite a bit of it. So, and then these are all multi-box sets, so there are many movies in each of these sets. I like keeping these separate because they take up so much room on the shelf, and so many of them are unusual shapes that if you try integrating them with the rest of the videos, it just doesn't look right. And then you have the really unusual shapes down here. Like this Phantasm collection, literally the videos are inside, the discs are inside the ball there. And then I have this is several layers deep. This one I just got in the mail, actually. Here's my DC Universe. I got Godzilla, complete Toho collection. This one's actually a music album, but I didn't know where else to put it. This is the Willy Wonka box set. Although I have upgraded the disc to a 4K. I got a Gamera. And James Bond. That's the Godfather 50th edition. Ingmar Bergman Cinema. I have a Lawrence of Arabia. That's another one. I've upgraded the disc itself to 4K, but it's such a nice set I wanted to keep it. The Shawscope Volume 1. The controversial Star Wars with all the changes that George Lucas has made over the years. And the Essential Fellini box set. So Fellini box set is from Criterion. You'll notice I do have a lot of Criterion collection. So while I do like collecting horror, and Criterion isn't primarily known for horror, I also have a lot of foreign films. I started getting more into foreign films probably around college. A lot of people don't like reading subtitles, but you really open up a whole new world of cinema if you can teach yourself to learn to read subtitles quickly. It is a skill. You have to develop it. Now here I have a couple things. It's a little dim in this corner, on the camera at least. And this is the Shining, the infamous or famous Shining picture at the end with Jack Nicholson there. This isn't the actual one from the movie, obviously. This is a reproduction. Now, this is our Scallywags program, and Tom Savini. I met him. I happened to run into him, and I had it in my backpack with me, so I had him sign it, which was really cool, and he gave me his business card. So I used to categorize the films in a lot more categories, but I went straight alphabetical, okay? And the reason for that is if you categorize them too much, you start driving yourself crazy with the number of categories that you have. And certain movies will cross over different categories as well. So it's not always cut and dried. Now, these are the DVDs. So this is when I started in 1998 or 97. Whenever the DVD was invented, I actually bought a DVD before I even bought a DVD player. Because I found this copy of The Exorcist in a used bin, and it was quite inexpensive. And I was like, you know what, someday I'll get a DVD player. So I picked up The Exorcist. I think that's my very first one. I might have another one. I don't know if I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's my first one. And then so the DVDs over the years, when I've upgraded to Blu-rays on some of them, not all of them, I do retire the DVDs and I give them away. I've sold them. I've given them to charities. I've done a lot of different things with them. There was a Navy charity that I was giving them to. I gave them like probably close to 100 where so people in the Navy are on boats. They could watch the movies, which is pretty cool. So, and once again, these are a little more categorized. So these are box sets up here. And then it goes into some television. I don't have a whole lot of TV on DVD, actually. And then there's some music and sports up here. And then it just goes to straight alphabetical for the rest. Okay. So what else do we have? Oh, the other thing I did for like children, when I have young children guests, so they don't have to go through all my horror and other content. I have, what do you call, a little kids section here. It starts here, okay, and that continues down to here. And then I have this one, what do you call, acquired these. These are the Disney Treasures collection. These are very collectible, and very few people have a full set of the Disney Treasures. So there's a lot of Disney archival, like documentaries, as well as cartoons, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy. And these all come in metal boxes. But since the metal boxes, they tend to dent and scratch, I have those in different storage with padding so they won't get ruined. But these are all the original DVDs. So a complete collection of this is I mean, I hesitate to say valuable, but it's very hard to find. Value is one of those things that, I mean, it has great value to me, but on eBay, I'm sure people are asking quite a bit for these. So, and then we go right into the kids' Blu-rays. These are cartoons. They can be kids' movies. But even, once again, there's certain movies that, I mean, kids can watch a lot of things that, or there's things that adults watch that are considered kids' movies by some, but for other people, they're just like a classic, like Willy Wonka aired on TV. You could call it a kids' movie, but it's also just kind of a classic. So it's hard to make some of these distinctions. So these are my kids' Blu-rays. And then I do have the Marvel series here, the original theatrical release order of Marvel movies. And you'll notice a lot of 3D. I collect 3D, so if I can get 3D versions of these, and they're getting harder and harder to get now because they've kind of retired the format in the United States, but you can import them still from other countries and get 3D versions. But now that 4K Ultra HD is out, I'm concentrating a little bit more on that and not as worried about the 3D. I used to really want to have to get the 3D versions. So, and then I have some generic superhero movie here. And that's another one, like, what is a superhero movie? It's, is the original 1977 a superhero movie in the same way a Marvel movie is a superhero? Like, it's hard to create categories. It leads to confusion. Now here's anime and Japanese animation, and a lot of these are for kids and some of them aren't. So this is another one of those areas where it's hard to make those distinctions. Okay, and some of these do go back here behind, so I can pull out things, but for the most part there isn't too much overlap. So here I have this collection is DVDs. This was 20th Century Fox was making a limited, or not limited, Studio Classics, okay? So these have a spine number on them. And I actually, over the years, I collected the entire collection. Now, I didn't buy, most of these I did not actually buy brand new. If you go into the used places, like, we have one called the CD Exchange. There used to be called, or the Exchange now. And then there used to be a place called the CD Warehouse that's gone now. But a lot of places will sell used stuff, and you can get them a lot cheaper. So I was just very patient, and anytime I would find these 20th Century Classics, I would pick them up if I didn't have them. And then down here we just have box sets for DVD. These are on DVD as opposed to the Blu-ray box sets, which are over here. I don't want to make anyone dizzy. And then there's a few miscellaneous oddballs. Like this Goonies box was a really cool box, but it's huge and it doesn't really fit on the shelf. So I took the movie out of it, but I saved the box. I have a couple like that. This is like the Little Rascals. This is a huge Olympics box set here, actually. And then I was into film noir for a good time early on in my DVD collecting, so I have a lot of film noir. So, let me see what else I was going to talk about. Oh, the shelves themselves, how they are made. These, I built them. I just got these brackets, and then I used a stud detector to find the studs. You can even see where I've marked the walls. And then I put 2 screws there, and then I cut the boards. I just got like, you have to get pretty good pine. If you get any old pine, it might be a little wavy or warped. So I had to get pretty good pine. And then I cut all these myself and just kind of put it together. It's a little bit tedious to do, but you only have to do it once. So that's the full collection. These lights up here too, I installed these. There used to just be a single overhead light here. The track lighting gives me a lot more flexibility, and you can really point it exactly where you want to point. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else here. If you have questions about the collection, you can ask me on Instagram. And yeah, that's, I think, basically it. So thank you for watching. We'll probably get Jillian and Addie back in front of the camera for the vlog soon. It's just, this is a busy time of year, and plus I thought this was something cool I wanted to share with all of you. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.